There's something powerful about how she tackles those notes and the timbre of her voice that feels vintage, that take us back. Hello, everybody. It's me, Rosalie. Welcome back. Welcome to the ultimate world music reaction channel, all about music from around this globe, psychology, philosophy, encouragement, and education. I'm so happy that you're here. I've got something very special for you today. As you can see, I dressed up for the occasion. We know the Barbie movie is coming out, and many people are excited about it because Barbie is such an iconic toy, ultimately, symbol, invention that has shaped the childhood and teenage years, mostly a childhood of many people around the world. And Billie Eilish, a beautiful, amazingly talented young lady, is singing this song called What Was I Made For? And her official music video for this song, What Was I Made For, came out 5 days ago, already has over 9 million views. So as you can see, people are gearing up for the Barbie movie, gearing up for what this project is about. And it's amazing and so fitting that Billie Eilish is singing the song What Was I Made For. The lyrics, the title itself already is intriguing to me. Though I'm not exactly sure what exactly is going to be conveyed in the Barbie movie that's coming out or what direction they're taking. What I do see, what I've seen so far in clips here and there, is that they're trying to honor some of the iconic, I guess, outfits and elements of what Barbie was about. Barbie officially debuted in 1959 at the American International Toy Fair in New York as a creation of Mattel. Ruth Handler got her inspiration from the German Lily doll in 1956, and the developments of Barbie began. And she was first sold in 1958. And so this movie, I think, is this movie is iconic because Barbie is iconic, and as we know, has developed over the years. And so for Billie Eilish, right now also a blonde, which is the iconic hair color for Barbie, Billie Eilish now singing this song, who I would probably say also looks like a Barbie in her own right. It's kind of neat that she's singing this song. Billie Eilish is from Los Angeles, California. So here we go. I'm excited. I'm curious what happens. Total Barbie vibe. Perfect.
I used to float, now I just fall down. I used to know, but I'm not sure now what I was made for.
Wow.
What was I made for? Taking a drive, I was an ideal, looked so alive. Turns out I'm not real, just something you paid for.
Wow.
What was I made for? 'Cause I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try. I don't know how to feel, but someday I might.
Give me a second. That outfit that she lingered on just a little longer a moment ago, wasn't that one of her iconic outfits? Billie Eilish's? I could be mistaking. Maybe all of them are. But that particular one looked like something that I would have seen her worn in the past. Side note, I love how Barbie-like she looks here. I love the pinup style, how she's honoring that 50s vibe, which, are the years that Barbie was first developed and sold. And so for her to tap into that, I saw that she was wearing something yellow. So I thought, let's go fitting with the theme. But I love how her updo, that roll with her bangs in the front, that high top ponytail, the earrings, the dress, the thick heeled shoes, that little desk. I mean, just perfect. The 50s, that perfect vibe to honor that era. And as we can see in the lyrics, and we'll talk about those a little more in just a moment, very fitting to this idea of not being real, having been paid for, such as the Barbie, not being real, not knowing what you were made for, trying to find your worth. And there's both double meaning and on their various entendres here, fitting to the idea of a doll, right? Being made of plastic, having been paid for, not really being real, but also questions that many people, especially in our day and age, are asking themselves when it comes to worth and value. And we'll go more into detail in just a minute, but that outfit stood out to me.
Someday I When did it end? All the enjoyment. I'm sad again. Don't tell my boyfriend it's not what he's made for.
Wow.
What
Wow.
I'm made for. 'Cause I don't know how to feel, but I wanna try. I don't know how to feel, but someday I might. Someday I think I forgot how to be happy. Something I'm not, but something I can be. Something I wait for. Something I'm made for. Something I'm made for.
Wow. Nothing left behind. Oh, goodness. This was very, very beautiful. Billie Eilish has this beautiful voice. There's something very vintage about her voice. I think something that is distinct that many people appreciate, right? I feel like there's something about her timbre and texture of her voice. Great range as well. Some of those high notes she hits with such elegance and with such finesse. But there's something powerful about how she tackles those notes and the timbre of her voice that feels vintage, that take us back, I feel. And over the last few years, also as her style and attire has changed, part of that could be branding and her developing herself and finding herself. But even as her attire has changed and she's tapped more into some of those vintage looks and to some of those classy formal dresses and some of the ways that she's presented herself, but even her voice giving a little bit of sense of that nostalgia, the vintage, just amazing vocals for some of those old school songs, dare I say, those classics, those timeless pieces, right? Where you hear some of these old recordings from back in the day and you think, wow, they don't make music like this anymore. They don't sing like this anymore. And then Billie Eilish shows up and she really has this timeless voice. But again, beautiful, angelic clarity in her voice, strong vocal range, beautiful vocalist, amazing songwriting. Just her, also, and her brother Phineas, amazing musicians, okay? But here, this song is so personal and so powerful because, for one, many people love Barbie because they grew up with it, right? And of course, Barbie has developed over time. I feel like the production has also become more aware of various nationalities and ethnic groups, right? Which is important, that it wasn't always just the, fair skinned blonde Barbie, but that different shades of Barbie, different types of Barbies have developed over time so that everyone can somehow feel represented when they're playing with said doll. But it's gone viral, right? I mean, sales of millions and billions all around the world. I myself played with Barbie. I played with Barbie for quite a while. I mean, compared to nowadays, I played with Barbie for probably longer than many girls play with Barbies nowadays, just because it feels sometimes like the age is getting younger and younger. Um, and there was something fun playing with my siblings with said dolls, having the accessories, having the house or the car. It's this make believe world, right? And of course, there's also been criticism towards the idea of Barbie because of the unrealistic figure, right? The beauty standards that were being pushed on little girls, right? The unrealistic placement of her foot and toe, how, that's not really realistic because you tip over if you actually walked like that. Or the waist, there being hardly any, that being unrealistic in real life because, there's no space for any organs. So, of course, there's been criticism about the beauty standard that may be pushed on young girls when it came to the Barbie figure, or critiques such as the sexualization, right? You're playing with dolls that are fully like developed women with breasts and all, until Skipper and Chelsea and those other younger dolls came along, Barbie's younger sisters. Of course, there's criticism towards, Ken and this perfect idea of some surfer boy, dream boy, right? The realisticness of it, the expectations it might place on kids. There has been critique. The flip side of that, of course, is also those who say it's a doll, right? Of course, it's going to be unrealistic. When kids are playing with this, they're not going, "Oh, I wish I looked like her." There are arguments on both sides of why Barbie or that trend was good or not. But to many people, it's a staple of childhood nonetheless, for whatever reason, in whatever association, or in whatever shape or form. And so they're coming out with this movie. Again, I don't know what direction the movie's going to take or what theme they're trying to push, what message. But we know that they're bringing in some of the classic, iconic styles and outfits of Barbie. They've chosen an actress that's just perfect for the job. Also, someone playing Ken, who is going to be fitting for this role. It just bringing in some of that nostalgia and the classic vibe that people are looking for. So to have Billie Eilish, who here also looks like a Barbie herself, sing a song with her beautiful voice, very fitting, right? Even the genre and the type of music, the composition chosen here is fitting. It's a ballad. It has a soft feel. We're all about psychology. It creates this feeling of reflection. It makes you want to cry if you think about the lyrics and if you watch how Billie Eilish here, Barbie, is going through all those little outfits, and we'll talk about that in just a second. It's very fitting. It would have not been as fitting if it was heavy metal or straight up hip hop or rap, right? The composition, the type of song was very fitting. I think also relevant to what a lot of young people want to listen to or what they can use on their reels and TikToks and YouTube shorts. All right, very relevant. Again, as I mentioned already, her attire here being very vintage, the 50s, honoring that nostalgic vintage Barbie and the era that Barbie was created in. Very fitting. The yellow, just beautiful, a bright color, very feminine, very gentle. That too sends a message, of course, right? If you're showing up all black or dark blue, strong reds, right? Every color, they say, has a different effect psychologically, right? And there would have been a different impact if she sat there with a dark red ball gown, right? Versus a sparkling dark blue. Here, having those shades of yellow, to me, allow for a level of playfulness, childlikeness, feminine, sweet, gentle, spring, right? There's different effects that have on us that make that matter. In the video clip, as we saw, she's unpacking this suitcase, trying to hang everything up neatly. Some of the outfits already felt like they were outfits that Billie Eilish has worn. And I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like, especially when she lingered on that one that I pointed out to you. And it could be this double play on Billie as an artist, as someone who has been in the spotlight, who's gone through ups and downs, who maybe has struggled with mental health, asking herself, what was I made for? And these Barbie outfits, the doll outfits, being a reflection of her feeling like a set doll, a puppet on someone's string, at the expense of trying to entertain everybody and make everybody happy, being bought, right? People buy tickets to go see her. They have expectations, and she becomes this item, if you will, right? So she is the doll in this case. But it could also be flipped the other way around, that she is the one who is hanging up all these pieces that a Barbie could wear, referring to a doll who is asking that question. What was I made for, right? I was paid for. And then going through hanging everything up, reflecting on everything that's in the suitcase, to then the storm hitting. And what was interesting to me, was that there were different elements here. First, the ground shook. And my first thought was, something is disrupting her playtime, her time to reflect, her time to set everything up and have perfect order. She was organizing everything. There was order, there was control. Something shook that. It made me think of a child playing, and their reality hits, right? I don't know. Something crashes, parents fighting, there's pain. Some of you may know this. Some of you may have memories in your mind of playing, setting things up, being in your childlike world, and reality come crashing in. An abusive parent parents fighting, a sibling trying to shatter something, a mother calling. It could be something toxic and painful, such as abuse or fighting or hurtful memories. It could be just day to day life, right? Your mother calls because it's time for dinner, but you're shaken out of your playtime. You're shaken out of your fantasy back into reality. Then, however, as it continued and we then had wind and rain, it made me think of the elements. And the shaking could have also been an earthquake. And then came the wind, then came the rain. The different elements that are disrupting this playtime, and they're disrupting the order. And often in life, I think there is this desire for order. Though we're all different. Some of us thrive in chaos, others like order. But all of us deal with those things in different ways, externally and internally. And when we look for a type of order, be it in our thoughts, in our feelings, or our life, order gives us a sense of control, and control makes us feel safe. And so, her organizing everything, and the wind just coming in, the rain coming in, everything is getting wet. She's desperately trying to get the water off of the desk. There was something so sweet and innocent about her doing this. They did such a great job with this video, but it broke my heart for her. And I say her here in this case, Billie Eilish, but this could have been anyone, man or woman, who find themselves in this place of trying to keep order, trying to do what they're supposed to do, what they think they were made to do or called to do. And they keep going. It rains, it pours, the winds are coming. And there was this innocence and almost sadness about this young lady sitting there just trying so hard. My heart went out to her. And kept going right until it was time to put everything back in. The rain stopped. She walks off with her suitcase, runs back so ladylike to grab the last piece she forgot. Very Barbie-like. I mean, just absolute perfect. The little suitcase, very fitting to the Barbie movie. And obviously, like I already said, fitting to this idea of what was I made for. A doll asking, you paid for this, I'm not sure. I'm taking a drive. I'm taking a drive. I was an idea, right? Those iconic moments with Disney, the clothing, the suitcase, taking a drive. I was an idea. Barbie was an idea. It was a doll. Is a doll. Looked so alive. Turns out I'm not real. Okay. So everything in the lyrics just points perfectly and beautifully written to this idea of a doll. When did it end? All the enjoyment. Because that too is something that is just such an existential matter. We play with Barbies, dolls, or whatever you enjoyed playing with as a child. And at some point, we don't enjoy those things anymore. We grow past them. We grow up, and either it's looked at as childish and we don't do it because our friends and family would ridicule us because it's not cool to play with dolls or toys or cars. Or we genuinely stop enjoying it because we've moved on to other things. And so this question of where did it end, on one hand, is a reflection on, to me, when did it end enjoying these dolls, enjoying our childhood, right? It's almost like a grieving maybe our loss of youth and our childlikeness. And that too can be a reflection of our existential fears. We get older, life passes us by, and we go, when did it end? How did I get here? When did my enjoyment of these things end? But it also could be seen as this self-reflection of asking ourselves, what is my purpose? What was I made for? When did things change? When did I become so sad? I'm sad again. Don't tell my boyfriend. This play on Ken and Barbie, in my opinion. That's not what he's made for. Also interesting because the idea of Ken, right? What's the purpose of Ken and Barbie, right? It's supposed to be this friendship, this romance. He wasn't made to be a genuine shoulder to cry on for Barbie. He's not real. He was not made to be a real partner to Barbie. She's a doll. He's a doll. It's all fake. It's all bliss. It's all smiles and muscles and perfect bodies and cute little clothes and amazing cars and houses. There's nothing real about it. So how would Ken be able to handle her crying? Right? And this reflection of this asking, what was I made for? I don't know how to feel, but I want to try. Again, loads and loads of references to what a doll would say if a doll could feel and think for herself. Someday I might. I think I forgot how to be happy. Something I'm not, but something I can be. Something I wait for. Something I'm made for. Beautiful, powerful, and poetically written. But beyond it being about this doll and the perspective of a doll, I think also very relatable in our day and age because many of us ask the same thing. It's a core existential question. Why am I here? What am I made for? And some find comfort in religion. Some find comfort in a hope for the afterlife and a better then. Others are stuck on the past. Others spiral with their anxiety and depression. Yet others bury themselves in career, search for money, or establishing a family, trying to create a legacy to live on through future generations. Yet others try to go through plastic surgery and youthfulness and try to hold on to time and slow down time. there are so many ways that we deal with our existential fears, but I think many of us can relate to this question: what was I made for? And I can't answer that for you. I wish I could. I wish I could hug this beautiful Barbie, Billie, Billie Barbie. Um, I wish I could hug some of you and just remind you of how loved you are. I can't tell you what you are made for, but I would encourage you to ask yourself that question. I do think that is the first step, to allow yourself to sit in those hard emotions at times. If it's too hard alone, then maybe with a counselor, a therapist, a close friend who you can trust, who speaks life, not discouragement, where you can sit in those hard emotions and ask yourself those hard questions. What were you made for? And to be reminded that you indeed were made for a purpose. You are not a doll, you are alive. And if you feel sad right now, that can change. If you feel like there is no purpose, or you are fake, if you feel like it's not real, or you feel like you might as well be a doll because you feel so dead inside, that can change, just like she's saying here. I could be happy. And you could too. You were created for a purpose. You have gifts, you have talents. And my encouragement would be for you to not compare yourself and look around at what other people are doing to figure it out, but to figure it out for yourself, and to remember that you are loved and that you matter. And that's not just a phrase. Your life counts. There was a 1 in a 400 trillion chance that you were born, and you are here. You are conscious. You are still breathing, and you matter. Your life is worth living. So choose life in the things you say, what you watch, what you fill your mind with. And remember that you are made for a purpose. You were created to create. So put yourself out there and live. Anyways, I liked this. This was absolutely beautiful. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. As always, like, share, subscribe. And I will see you on the next ride. Ayo!